in front of everyone, and it's so inappropriate. Hi and welcome to Film Talk. I'm Tashti Flo, and here on my channel I talk about my good and bad experiences in Hollywood and working as an entertainment reporter. It's March 27, meaning it is my birthday. So at the end of this video, if you follow to the end, I will tell you my best birthday gift tip ever. This is something I came up with that I think is genius, to be honest with you. So stay tuned until the end of this episode. Anyways, so yesterday I published an interview I did with two lawyers, asked two lawyers, Stu and Keith, and they had some things to say that not all of it was that well received, because people are like, why can you say something like that? They were saying that maybe Justin Baldoni should focus more on defending himself against Blake Lively's claims instead of focusing on his defamation suit against her, because they think that that might be weaker because of California laws. Anyways, I've also been sent a lot of tips from you guys saying that there is a theory out there now saying that Blake Lively could not sue Justin Baldoni over SH because she was hired by Justin Baldoni's company as a contractor. I looked into that and I did ask the same two lawyers about this because I thought, oh, how could we have missed this? And they did reply to me saying that for the argument that Blake Lively was hired as a contractor through her company, that will not change the SH claims she has under California law. There are two reasons for this. California law includes independent contractors as people who can make SH claims against an employer. So even if Blake Lively was an independent contractor, she still has the right to make SH claims as if she were an employee. And two, Blake Lively would not technically meet the definition of an independent contractor under California law, even if she were hired under her company, because amongst other things, she did not have control over the time and place of her work, even though it sounded like that a lot if we read Justin Baldoni's lawsuit. Anyways, they say these are rather technical arguments, but the bottom line is that under California's Fair Employment and Housing Act, someone in Lively's position has the right to make SH claims. So now we just have to see if actually the judge will allow Blake Lively to use California law in her lawsuit in New York. That's the big question here, and people have very different opinions about it. There's been a lot of talks lately about Ryan Reynolds' kids and family members being in Deadpool the movie, and how he made his daughter, who was then 7, say really inappropriate things in the movie.
Hey, when I want your opinion, I'll take Wolverine's dick out of your mouth.
That's also things about Ladypool, and some creators have pointed out that, you know, Blake Lively accused Justin Baldoni of fat-shaming her for the movie It Ends With Us, because he asked how much she weighed before he was going to lift her, and he had a back problem. But on the other hand, Blake Lively's body wasn't ready for the Ladypool suit. I don't know if that was according to herself or if it was according to Ryan. Anyways, I found this podcast, which I found very interesting because it was done just before the release of Deadpool versus Wolverine. And this journalist who was interviewing him was asking about Ladypool if it was based on Blake Lively, or if it was Blake Lively playing Ladypool, because that wasn't public knowledge yet because the movie hadn't been released. But anyways, she asked him.
It's like, oh, Blake was Lady Deadpool. That's so fun.
Yeah.
Was it so? Did you probably knew right away you were going to have her be it?
Yeah, I mean, it was sort of, you know, it's like kind of one of those things where you're like, well, why not? I mean,
yeah,
go for it, of course.
That's so cool.
I mean, we're all there together anyway.
Right.
So,
come on in.
Yeah, let's do it.
Get in the suit.
Let's go nuts. Yeah.
Did she love it?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Yeah, she did love it. And she's one of the funniest people I know anyway. But yeah, making a little appearance as Lady Deadpool is pretty cool.
So yes, Ryan Reynolds didn't even deny or say anything when she said and she was in that suit. So he wasn't denying that it was Blake Lively in the suit. I don't know how it came out that it wasn't actually her, and it was just her voice, because the real person in that suit, she's a stunt woman. Her name is Christiane Bettridge, and here's her Instagram, and here is her being lifted as Lady Pool. So the fact that Ryan Reynolds didn't try to deny that it wasn't his wife being in the suit, pretending it was her. And now we know that Blake Lively is very insecure about her body. So the question is, who decided she wasn't going to be in that suit? And if it was Ryan Reynolds' team and Deadpool who decided it, if it wasn't Blake herself, wouldn't that be more fat shaming? In the same interview, Ryan Reynolds also admits that his daughter, 9-year-old Ines, had watched Deadpool and he was going to show it to his 7-year-old. This is an R-rated movie, which is very inappropriate for kids. And he was going to show it to his 7-year-old. I don't know about that. I saw that every time Sean Levy, I think his name is Levy, not Levy, as I said before, the director of Deadpool, every time he posts something now, after that clip came out about Ines, Ryan Reynolds' daughter, his Instagram is being trolled completely as well, as far as I could see, you know, which makes sense to me. I also saw that there was more videos with Ryan Reynolds and kids being inappropriate on YouTube. He was starring opposite this kid called Walker Scobell for the Adam Project. And he's interviewed on Entertainment Weekly. He recites a Deadpool monologue in front of everyone, and it's so inappropriate.
Wolverine. First, he rides my coattails with the R-rated. Then, the hairy ups the ending by dying. And those people no one would even touch, except me. I'm gonna touch them all over. Hey, it's Gil. ¿Dónde está la biblioteca? Which literally translates to, I don't bargain. Mother. Oh, this isn't Gilbert's. I am so sorry. I thought this was an anal bleaching program.
Oh, God. Okay.
Yeah, another example of bringing kids into the grown-up world, which I don't think they belong. And I would never, if I had kids, I would never allow that to happen. And the same kid was in a commercial with Ryan Reynolds as well, where he also kept swearing and swearing and swearing.
Like laying in a warm, wet bed that you're not ashamed of.
Holy sh!
If you don't like it, I'll find you.
This might be my fault. He plays a 12-year-old me in the movie we're doing. I can fix this. Hey, bud. Listen, you need to get...
There's also a video of Ryan Reynolds being interviewed by kids that BBC did. It's a really cute concept, I think, and I love the idea of it, where they're saying, you know, you're being interviewed. They have little children sending in questions and recording questions that they would never dare to ask themselves. So the celebrities have to answer the questions. There's a bunch of these interviews on YouTube, and I looked at other celebrities, and they're so cute and funny, and they really play along. And then I saw the one with Ryan Reynolds, and he is being mean to the kids.
I'm Louise, and I'm 10. I love running, and I can do it really fast. And I actually just did a fun run. Do you think you can beat me in a race?
Wow, do I think I could beat her in a race? In a running race?
It was a fun run.
Yeah.
So.
I like to just get super serious and stuff like that. So even when their kids are like 10 or something like that, the key is actually just taking them out. When you're running past them, you don't want to pass them so much as you want to like kneecap them.
Yeah, I hope the kids were not listening to his answers. And then he was asked his favorite game plan with his own kids. And then he said this.
Do you make games when parents can't really be bothered to play?
My favorite game is close your eyes for 12 hours. That's a cool game.
And then another kid asked him why he swears so much.
I'm Braxton. I'm 7 years old. Why do you swear so much?
Why do I swear so much? Braxton, when have you ever heard me swear? I never swear. Ever. Not even once.
I mean, I don't know if it's the old teacher in me. I used to be a teacher back in the day that comes in here and thinks this is really like, why would you talk like that to kids? I just don't get it. And because kids don't understand this sense of humor, that you're being like mean to them, but it's supposed to be funny. Anyways, compared to all the other celebrities that were interviewed by kids who were like, there was one with Tom Holland that was super cute. I love Tom Holland. He's always, yeah. And then he did another commercial with his own daughter, Ines, for like a Christmas thing. And she was also just swearing a lot.
Who did this?
The DC lawyers, I know it.
That's one ugly sweater.
Yeah, it's probably...
Ryan Reynolds has said in interviews before how messed up kid stars become. So it's interesting that he chooses to put his own kids in movies at such a young age and have them say such inappropriate things. When I was on YouTube, I stumbled across this video from the premiere of It Ends With Us, which I thought was just like so telling as well. Because first of all, it was interesting because you could see from the video when Blake Lively arrived, it was raining. When all like the people that are the bad guys in this story arrived, it was raining. And then when Justin Baldoni stepped out with his wife, it was nice and sunny. And the thing is, you could see from the video that Justin Baldoni was so happy to see his fans, and he was going up to them, he was taking selfies, he was posting, he was really, putting so much time and effort into meeting the people that stood there to get a glimpse of him. While Blake Lively was just like, I'm sorry, I have to go. And all the other cast members went along with her and didn't stop for any fans. It was raining, so I do understand she didn't want to get wet, but it just takes 1 minute to walk over and say, hi guys, so nice of you to show up at my premiere. I really appreciate it. Those are her fans. Those are the reason that she is where she is, or she was where she was. And I just find it so telling of the personalities of Justin Baldoni versus Blake Lively when you see a video like that. Okay, so I promised to give you my best birthday tips of a gift ever. I came up with this idea a while ago, and I've been telling all my friends to do it. This first part is for you if you have kids. So every year on the birthday of your child, you sit them down and you record them and you ask them 3 or 4 questions. It could be like, what's your best memory of this year? Who's your best friend right now? What do you want to be when you grow up? Very simple questions that make them reflect a little bit. And you do that every single year. Can you imagine if you have a video like that? Like from you are like 2, 3 years old and up till you were like 16, 17, even for the rest of your life. Just having that kind of like diary of every birthday, and then you see how much you change, how much your questions or your answers are changing. Wouldn't that be just amazing? Because I think that most of the time, especially people with kids, they take just like videos when they're running around, playing soccer or doing something. But actually having a conversation, it's so much more, valuable at the end of the day to have. When you want to go back and look at memories, you can see a video of someone. I mean, I have no video of myself growing up, no videos, because we didn't have a video camera. No one did that in Norway back then. So I don't have any recordings of myself, and I can just imagine if I had something like that, So my biggest tip, do that with your kids. And if you don't have kids like me, my biggest regret is that I didn't record my parents, because my parents passed away, both of them in 2010. And I'm so regretful that I didn't sit down with them and interview them and ask them about all their, not secrets, but, little details about their childhood, their memories, all those things that I now are wondering about. I never really asked them how they met. I know that they met on a vacation, whatever, somewhere, but I never asked them those specific questions that I wish I had now. And I think for their grandchildren, for my brother's children, they would have loved to see something like that. So anyways, that was a tip of the day. It had nothing to do with anything else. I just wanted to share that with you guys because I think it's a great idea. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss an episode. And please check if you've been unsubscribed. It has happened to so many people. I don't know what's happening, if it's YouTube or if it's other powers at work. I don't know. But anyways, I am so grateful for you guys, and thank you again for sending me so many tips and emails and DMs and being so engaged in the comment section. I really love it. So thank you, thank you. And yeah, I'll see you in my next episode. Bye.